Okay, so listen, you guys. We did this, but due to some technical issues and technical difficulties, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to do it all over again. I'm going to do it all over again, but we're going to do it this time live. We got to add an extra element to it this time. All right, cool. Hey, you guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Listen, as I said, this is going to be my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14. This episode 14, and yeah, we're really late at this point. But I did the review, but there were some sound issues, so I've been working on that, and I got a lot of comments about sound and this, that, and the other. And then this was actually lower than what we actually have been dealing with before. So now what I need to do, hey, Penelope, is I need you all to tell me, since we're live, I came live so I could actually talk to you about exactly what's going on. So I need you to tell me before I even go forth, how is the sound? How is everything going right now? Do I sound low? Am I at a good, where are we? It's loud and it's clear. Okay, so let me explain what's actually going on. So when I'm down here and I'm actually filming, I'm using my laptop. And my laptop, it's a little bit older. So what I've actually come to the conclusion is that I'm going to need to just go ahead and just, it's time to just get a new laptop, because I've actually used the laptop, added a better camera. And as I see you all saying, it's low for me, but everybody's not saying it's low. And I'm like, okay, so I've been going back and forth and I keep seeing the buy a mic. I have several mics, and I've actually been switching out and trying to really, trying to figure it out is what I'm doing. I wasn't ignoring you all, because a couple of people have said that in the comments, like I was ignoring you or I didn't like constructive criticism. Man, I've been here for 7 years, going on 8 years doing this. Nobody's here doing this 8 years and don't take constructive criticism. I take whatever you all give out. I was actually working on it. I added a new mic to this. I was trying to work it out, and the mic is right here. There's the mic right here. I added another mic to it, and this mic, for whatever reason, it works really good with StreamYard. This gives me more volume when I'm live on StreamYard, but whenever I do it regular without being on StreamYard, then it literally is lower than what I actually had, which I was getting some bad feedback with, where people were getting me and it was low and different things like that. So I've come to the conclusion that it's probably time to go ahead and just replace the whole, replace the main issue, which is the damn laptop, which you connect. I keep connecting things to it to make it better. Just make it better. So I will be replacing my laptop at some point. So that's that. So now, here's the apology about the review. And I didn't pay it any attention because I don't watch myself back. I don't. It's like I get accused of being a narcissist all the time, but I do not sit and watch myself back. The only time I watch myself back is when you all write something in the comments and I don't remember it. I'll go back and watch to see what I did. Like today, I kept looking at the comments and I said, it's a good thing that I actually read my comments so I know what's going on. I went in and I was like, what they talking about? And I listened to it. I'm like, wow, it is low. Like it's low today, like extremely low. So that's why I said I would rather just make the apology, which here is the apology. I apologize, Treasure Lane, because we still Treasure Lane over here at Spillitboy TV. But Treasure Lane is a whole nother channel. But I apologize to all of you all about that. And we're just going to do the review all over again. That's it. That's all I can do, is actually say it again. And you know, when I say it, I mean it anyway, so it shouldn't be too far off. Anyway, so I said all of that to say this. Okay, we're going to start the real review now. Okay, we're going to do it like we do it normally. Here's where the real review starts. This is so silly. Here's where the real reread. Okay, shout out to Uncle Clifford. The real redo for RHOA season 14, episode 14. We're going to do it all over. Here, let me give you a black screen, then I'm going to come on in. Since when do we allow the husbands to stand on the table and jump up and down and make a fuss? Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 14. And see, you wouldn't even let me just really do it all like that, would you, Ashley? Because see, I did this live. So see, this is what happens when you do it live. Interruptions. This is the live experience. This is why I don't do live. Hey, Ashley, say, what about Love and Hip Hop? What about? This is why I love you all. Y'all are so goddamn messy. Did you say I'm sorry? No, you're fine. No, you're fine. That's a key. But that is why I don't do live, because you know I pay too much attention to the comments. I'm nebby as hell. So I pay too much attention to the comments to stay on track. That's why I usually don't do it live. Oh, my Ashley. Okay. So let me answer it, then I'm going to fall back into it. What happened? Oh, my God. What happened with what was it? Love and Hip Hop is that I thought it was a new season starting up, and I was actually ready. I was like, okay, we're going to jump back in on Love and Hip Hop. But it's just a continuation of what they were doing before, and it was boring. I was bored, so I stopped reviewing. So that's kind of what happened there, Ashley. Which said, I'm going back. You better not go nowhere. You know, she's one of my favorite commenters. She is always the life of the party anytime there's a live. Anybody who has not been on any types of lives, whether it be my messy lives or my regular lives with y'all, with the family, listen, Ashley, Ms. Ashley is one of the number one commenters. So you better not go in no corner. Girl, but that was funny. That was too funny. Too damn funny. Thank you, Ms. LaVaughn. Okay, so thank you, ZMBia. Thank you, love. Okay, so here we go. All right. So down to, this is day 2 in Jamaica. Day 2 of them being in Jamaica. Right, Casey. Them being in Jamaica on this second day, we already know that we don't allow the husbands to really do much, but just like they're supposed to be just eye candy, and that's it. And Sonia and Ross have obviously not read the Real Housewives of Atlanta rule book, just like Cynthia and Peter didn't read it, and you know how that turned out. But we're going to get back to that in a minute. So here we go. Day 2 in Jamaica. Everything looks really, really beautiful. It really does. Everything looks really good. And then we're there, and Candy, oh, Miss Candy. Candy is done. Done. When I say done, like done, like on some steak type of done when it comes to Marlo. She's literally just had it with Marlo. That last little thing I told y'all when we were in the last episode, Candy, you went too far. You don't mess with them OLG girls, Mama Joyce, them kids. her money and don't mess with her man. And what did Marlo do? She went right after Todd. And I was sitting there when it happened. I was like, this ain't gonna turn out good. But she's done. She is done. She's had it up to here with Marlo. Girl, yeah, Ross's eye candy, child. Old dark piece of chocolate bar, child. Yes, indeed. But anyway, so they're going to be going to Kingston on day 2. They're going to Kingston, and the most ridiculous thing of all, we're going to have this race at the actual field that at the track where Sonya actually won her first race, her first big race there in Kingston, Jamaica. She is going to be between Drew and Marlo, child. Between Drew and Marlo. So this is where I was talking about. There's something that goes on between Drew and, hey Jay, what's up, babe? Between Drew and Sonya. Drew and Sonya are not friends. They're not friends. I don't know why they're trying to force this friendship to happen. They're not friends. Sonya, when they say she's a pick-me, yes, some of that is true. Sonya's very flip-floppy. She's flip-floppy and she's shady. Make it make sense. Hey, what's going on? Y'all see him down there, child, for itself. What's going on? Sonya don't really like Drew. She don't really like Drew. If it was like in real life and they weren't on the show, she wouldn't be bothered with no daggone Drew. She wouldn't. And Drew likes the constant back and forth that they have. I think she enjoys it. I really do. I think she enjoys it. And she messy and she mean. And it's like an ongoing thing. And me personally, I'm pretty tired of it already. 14 episodes and I've grown quite tired. But on Drew's side, I find Sonya to be very shady. But I find Drew, I think there's a little green monster running around with Drew. I think that she's jealous. There's some things about her. She's jealous. It's this, everybody got a couple friends that do that thing where they put you into a pageant and you don't really realize that you in the pageant. And I hate that. I cannot stand that. I do not like spending time with a person and me not knowing that we in a pageant and they always compete with me when I ain't competing back. I don't like that. If we're going to be in a pageant, let me know so I know what I want to wear. Don't try to catch me off guard. We in the pageant and I got tennis shoes and you got all your pumps. Don't do that. Sound like that. That's what I get from them. Whatever Sonya says she did, Drew done did it too. Oh yeah, you wasn't Olympic nothing, Drew. Stop that line. Knock off that line. Knock it off. Knock it off. So she gave her which was really, really nice. She gave her an authentic Olympic t-shirt. Drew is up in her confessional just reading and just ungrateful. And just, you'd have swore she gave her an old t-shirt, from down to the Walmart. I was like, what kind of ungrateful, jealous type of foolishness is this? Right. Family members are good for it, JMR. They're the ones that'll get in there because they think you won't knock their heads off. And they do that old jealous, wanting to be in the pageant mess. When they already know your pedigree and you know their pedigree, it's like, girl, sit over there. Sit behind that pillow. Fuck over there. That bullshit. Anyway. So this is what I see. I had also said, listen, I'm wondering how things are going to go when we get to the end of this, when we get to this reunion, because truly this season, the confessionals have been quite nasty. And I could just imagine how I would feel sitting at home. Because see, right now, Sonya is seeing that little comment about that t-shirt that she gave her right in real time, like we seeing it. So I know I'd be ready to cuss that hoe out. Like, really? Really? I'd have gave you something that I didn't have to give you, but then you have to question yourself, Sonya, why'd you give it to her? You don't even like her. So why would you give her something so nice? because Candy thought it was a big deal. There were other ladies that really thought it was a big deal. They really did. Sheree, I think Sheree is pretty, anything that really comes Sheree's way, Sheree is pretty, she's like, oh my God, thank you. You know what I mean? She's real grateful for different things. There's a lot of ladies that would have really been like impressed by it. I don't. Anyway, moving on. Marlo ends up apologizing to Drew and Ralph about how she kind of came at Ralph, which I think that was pretty cool because he deserved an apology. It was she was out of pocket. She was. Now, they were all on the bus waiting to leave to go to Kingston, and they're waiting on Kenya. Here's Kenya late to the mug. They waited. They called her. She said, give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to come on down. They waited 40 minutes total because there was like 20 minutes in, then 20 more minutes. They waited for Kenya. Kenya ain't came her ass down there yet. Ain't came down there yet. We say everybody been coming for Ralph this season. Danity, you know what? Ralph is a goon. So, I mean, I don't feel bad about people coming for Ralph, but that little situation was uncalled for. But Ralph is a goon. The things that he says out of his mouth and his actions, he should be come for. He should get tore up, honey. Some of his, he's not such a nice guy. But then he cute, but he ain't such a nice guy. I think he had been through his life, and I think he'd been told a time too many that he was cute. And he done bought into his own bull crap. But they end up leaving Kenya. They left. That was that. Kenya, they showed Kenya up there taking pictures on the damn balcony. I said, you know what, that's shady. But that's that old shady Bravo Andy and the crew that threw that in there. I was like, wow, that's shady. Real shady. So anyway, what they did was they got to Kingston. They went to Sonya's neighborhood. They were outside of what was her old house. They were outside of her old house. They seen this lady that she referred to as Auntie Sharon, who is actually a good friend of her mother's, and they just call her Auntie. She explained that they kind of do that there in Jamaica, but that really, you know what, that's like a Black culture thing, period. We do that over here too. When your parents have really good friends, you generally will call them aunt and uncle because they're really not your peers. And they're always around just like your aunts and uncles. So that's just kind of something that Black folks do. We just do that as a whole. You ain't got to be Jamaican to do it. We just do. That didn't surprise me at all because we kind of do that. Anybody that you really care for, when you say, I love them like family, we kind of address them like family. That's kind of what we do. So that was cool. Her name was Auntie Sharon. She was so happy to see her because, again, I mean, she's like a big deal. She's a big deal to the country and all of that. She's a big deal. Then they went to the Devon house. I don't know if it's Devon or Devon. I can't remember how she pronounced it. It was Devon or Devon, but it's Devon house. And it's ice cream. It's this really pretty house, but it's like an ice cream parlor. And it has the best ice cream supposedly in Kingston, Jamaica. And they went there, and that was really nice. 2 hours into leaving the hotel, they were there, and here comes Kenya. Kenya done pulled up in a jitney. Okay, she just showed her ass up in a jitney, and she's just as unbothered, And Sonya was completely bothered, okay, to the point that she actually pulled Kenya aside and wanted to have a little sit down with her about the situation. And Kenya went ahead. Kenya didn't fight. She wasn't nasty at all. She said, listen. She said, I'm going through some stuff. And then there was a whole little situation about the dynamics between her daughter and her father. And so that naturally that stops everything. So we're dealing with the whole Brooklyn and Mark thing. And Kenya actually has started crying and everything. Sonya's shady ass sat there just as nice. And we blank over to the confessional. And she always uses Mark as an excuse when she does something out of order. And then she always throws Brooklyn. I said, oh, girl, she's going to get you, honey. She is going to get you, sweetheart. So you might as well get her. Baby, this reunion is going to be something to see. There's going to be some... be doing some scrapping when you get down to it, okay? So I was like, I don't know how I liked it, how much I liked that little thing. And I seen my girl down in here wrote my girl Quintessential wrote down in here about deceptive filming and editing. I believe so. I definitely believe so. But on the other hand, Kenya has been late for everything. Like, she's just like late, like always late, like really late. And then she just rolls through like, yeah, whatever. So I don't know. And I just think it was a lot, but Sonya is really like taking it a bit too personal. You left her. She got a jitney. That was the end of it. I mean, it really wasn't no need for a conversation. The fact that they sat there, I might have said to her, you know, that's jive, Kenya. You had us sitting there waiting and stuff, but it's cool. Let's move on. I wouldn't have went into a whole thing. Child, I love James reviews, but I can't. Wait a minute. Let me see. Child, love James reviews, but can somebody send him a mic so he can stop whispering in these videos? I can barely hear him. So did you watch the beginning of the video, Bose? I don't need anybody to send me a mic. I have multiple mics, but I kind of explained it. If you didn't catch the beginning, you got to red ball back some. And I actually explained what was actually going on with the mics, but I have brand new mics, brand new. I've tried different mics, and it's what I've come to the conclusion that I actually need to replace my my laptop. So that's what actually happened. I even gave an apology to you all. So make sure you red ball back before you leave the video and see what was said in the beginning. All right. Okay. So yeah, I don't think it was worth like a sit down like you because you can't. Oh my God. Bose. All right. I'll say thank you. Thank you, Bose. But make sure you watch the beginning. I appreciate it, but make sure you watch the beginning. Make sure you watch the beginning of the video so you get the full on of what's actually happening. Okay, so yeah, I didn't think it was worth her sitting her down like she was reprimanding her, because it could have really went ugly, because you know how Kenya is. And then she was already in her feelings too, so it could have really gotten ugly, but it didn't. It didn't, and that was cool. I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, so I figured out, you know, what's going on. Until I get the new laptop, I will film my I'll just film my other stuff upstairs on my other, like on my, if I'm not being live, I'll film my reviews and stuff on my computer. Child, we got a whole house, honey. No matter what people tell you, we got a whole house. I got a couple rooms I can move. So that was that. Everything was cool after that. They rolled on out. When they were leaving the ice cream place and they were on their way up to the track, when they got back on the little Sprinter or the little van or whatever it was, here goes Marlo. Now she want to try it, right? She wants to go ahead. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get on in here now, and I'm going to mess with Candy some more. I said, girl, don't do it, honey. Don't do it. But she go and she want to try to do the little apology. Honey, that Candy told her, do not talk to me. Period. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I see you, Darren J. She said, she told her, leave her alone, leave me alone. Keep your sorry, and told her, you're sorry. Okay. I said, whoa, Candy. So you could tell from her verbiage and the way she was going, she was really feeling some kind of way. And Marlo got it. It was very this here. That's what the mood gave. So I was like, just leave her alone, honey. Just leave her alone and let her be. I was like, all right. So that's that. She's just done with it. She's done with it at this point. So they get up to the track. I want to know, what is it that Drew thought that Sonya gave her that t-shirt for? If you didn't see her give everybody else a t-shirt, she specifically gave you a t-shirt. You were going to run in the race. She gave you the t-shirt. Did you really think she didn't want you to put it on? Like, am I the only one, or did that make sense that she really, like, this is the time she gave you the actual t-shirt. You're going on to the actual track here in Kingston, Jamaica. They're filming. Hey, Fifi, they're filming. Would this not be the perfect time to put on your actual outfit? Like, I would have been, I ain't ran nowhere. I'm not running from out here out to get the mail. But it just seemed like that would have been the best. That would have been the best time to put that on and really flex. Nothing but a little light flex. No, you so hateful and so jealous-hearted, she wouldn't even put it on. And then she like pushed her to put it on, and she kind of went back there like she really didn't want to. Like, do it, child. She always trying to flex. Whatever. But she put it on. I told you, when she see that, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when her and old fine dude sat up there and watched that play back in that doggone. I know she called her all kind of bitch. I know I would have. But anyway, so she put it on. Marlo busted down, baby, and had her a little two-piece. You know, Marlo's like giving you legs and hips and body. She had that little two-piece little set. I said, come on here. She looked good. She really did. She looked good. Had her little tennis shoes. Looked real cute. Her hair, I loved her wig with the Zulu knots. That was sharp. That was really sharp, and it was really laid because it really didn't look wiggy at all. It was laid. That was really cute, and it was cute on Marlo. But anyway, they get down there. They go ahead, and they're getting ready to do the race. They bet wagers and stuff on this race. Why Candy say? Candy said, I'm not betting on no Marlo. I don't care if it's the whore race. And I know she would win. I ain't betting on her. I said, well, tell her how you really feel, Candy. She's a shady. They do the race. They talk about it's a photo finish. It wasn't no photo finish, child. There was this much shoe ahead of Drew. But now that's because y'all know we know Marlo got some big ass feet. But you heard that from me. But Marlo actually won. But they, after the next few things that happened, they just said, okay, girl, you won, honey. She ain't won nothing, child. Anyway, they do the race. After it's over, Drew turns around, and I don't know what her whole deal was, but she turned around and she ends up falling. She didn't fall during the race. She fell after the race. She fell over there, and I said, what? And she said, oh, my Achilles. And I was like, Shady Bravo jumps in and shows beam footage from a year prior. And they're like, They're saying she had the boot on. Y'all remember she had the boot on last season. Shady Bravo going right up there. Drew's other foot. So she didn't even fall on the foot or fall over on the foot that was busted up. She done busted up the other one. So I thought she was like just putting on, because she be putting on a lot. But no, they ended up getting her to a doctor, and that was another point of contention. She's there was a lady that came there. She's a minister and everything that they met. That was part of the, as part of them meeting her and all of this stuff. She's a big deal over there in Kingston. But she's like, we'll get you the best doctors instead of, she's going to say, now, here we are just 2 days in, and it would be me stuck. And Sonya's the one that has all of the connections. I'm like, you're a hater. You are a hater. I wouldn't give a goddamn who the connection was. If I'm outside of the United States of America, the old US of A, and somebody affords me the opportunity to be fixed by the best that they actually have there, I don't give a goddamn whose connection it is, because that's who I want to see. She was talking like they was just going to take her to a witch doctor or somebody on the side of the road that would be sitting over there eating chicken feet and smoking weed. Like, are you serious right now? Just jealous and hateful. She's jealous. I don't care what nobody say. It comes off as green envy, and not a nice shade of green, old nasty baby poop green. Just envious and nasty. She really is, her stupid self. Anyway, they get her all together and find out she actually has ruptured her Achilles. She has a tear in her Achilles on the opposite foot. I said, because you a goon. Because you a goon. You don't even know how to walk right. Anyway, they get her all fixed up. And that was that. That was all. Ain't had no more. Okay. After that, on the way back, Sonya had extended an invitation for Kenya. She said Kenya and Sheree to meet with the iFit people because, of course, you know, they're both into, like, they have clothing lines and things that they were working on that have to do with, like, workout gear and stuff. So, you know, a nice little networking situation for them. They say, okay, cool, no problem. We roll into the next day, which is day 3. They missed the bus by 20 minutes. They missed the bus by 20 minutes, okay? And Marlo ended up making it. Marlo ended up going. She jumped herself in and went to network because she knows she know how to put herself in the front of men to try to make business deals. I said it. Anyway, Marlo went. Sheree and Kenya missed it, okay? And it didn't seem like it was no big deal. Sheree was saying, you know, that was kind of jive. I feel like she uninvited us. I didn't get that, y'all. I didn't get that. I didn't know. You talking about putting 20 on 10? That's how I felt. I said, now y'all putting 20 on 10, both y'all, because what is this? I feel like that she uninvited us. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, Kenya's thing was saying, you know, we were trying to call and we couldn't get her. And then later on, we actually see her, and Sonya's saying, well, I lost my phone. So I don't know whether they were trying to call me or anything, but I'm working. So it just kind of, I'm surprised they didn't come. But, you know, it just kind of is what it is. And I said, okay, now I feel like they were pulling our leg, really, just creating another storyline and get something started. Because no one's going to make me believe that we go to Jamaica as guests of Sonya and Ross, and we don't have access to Sonya and Ross. Nobody. None of us have access to Sonya and Ross. We just got access to Sonya. Sonya loses her phone, and then we're here with a whole production team as well. So, really? I guess I'm breaking that fourth wall now, right? Okay. But it just seemed like some old contrived bull crap, but let's just go with it. So that was that. Candy went down in the meantime, in between time, to see Drew. And she asked Drew, she said, you know, I have an audition that I have to do. And I was wondering, you know, so I wanted to come down and keep you some company since you have to have your leg propped up and all of this stuff. And Drew was like, you know, great, you could sit with her a while because I'm sure she had got on his last nerve because he don't like her all like that. Anyway, so Candy's like, cool. Candy was so sorry so quickly that she even asked that heifer to do anything because that Drew got the babbling on, honey. I said, Lord, I mean babbling. She was she was babbling on. Candy was like, what in the fuck? She gonna tell her all about different people who came up with techniques and studied. Girl, I asked you to read some lines with me, Miss Thing. I asked you to just so I could bounce back and forth off you on the script. I ain't asked you to take me through Debbie Allen's acting class 101. Honey, right here is where you learn to start paying and sweat. I didn't ask you all that, girl. She was giving all this theory and everything. Candy was like, I said, I know Candy. Candy just wanted to sit down and you read a line and I read a line, then you read a line, then I say, how dare you? That's all she wanted. She didn't want you to tell. Do you know why you say how dare you like that? See, you have to really pull the dare from down here in your stomach. See, how dare you? She didn't ask you all that, Drew. Drew did like Drew did. She took every opportunity to say as much on camera as she can, even though we don't want to hear it. I said, Lord, and Candy was tired of her, and I was tired too. I wanted to get out the room my damn self. I said, child, so sick of her at him. Get on up out of here. Anyway, so that was that. Candy was stuck. Same time, we're seeing Marlo sitting down with Sonya. And then they're having this conversation, some of that old shady banter, and they're talking about what they've heard. I said, oh, God, honey. And over at, once Candy got old Drew focused, Drew gave her little shady account, and she was saying that she didn't understand this whole new thing of Marlo and Sonya getting along because Marlo said that Sonya was a suck up, and Sonya said that Marlo was messy. And Drew felt like both of them is messy. I said, okay. I was like, Lord, this is why we always get into this trouble with this stuff. Marlo, of course, said Sheree and Kenya ain't shit because they ain't show up. And Candy ain't, it's always she ain't never gonna leave off that Candy ain't a good friend. Candy not a good friend. Now you done attacked her husband and she did punch you up in your mouth, but you think she ain't a good friend? I think she was very friendly to you because that was the other. There's cuss you out real bad or bust you in your mouth. And she didn't even do either. She just she gave you a little light tap and she didn't crack you at all about messing with her husband. They dragged you though. When I tell you, Todd and Candy dragged Marlo. I said, oh, Todd. The men been getting loose at this little trip. A mess. Anyway, so this is where I don't think that they were really all that bothered about not going because Sheree and Kenya, Marietta and her old man, and them, they all went on the catamaran and all that. I said, well, when did they schedule that? And then Sonya knew about them going on it. So that's why I said this is some old stuff set up by Todd to come back to us with the bull crap. Because how did you know what they was doing? And how did they get it scheduled that fast? That looked like that had been scheduled way before. But they was having a ball. They was having them a ball over there on that boat. What you say? Marietta's husband didn't need to be on that boat. He's unkept looking. Oh, wow, Mr. Clark. You know what? I like him. I like Marietta and her husband because they just look regular schmegular. They don't, and they got some money, but they don't even look, they look like, see, that's what money looks like. That's what money looks like. Money looks like ain't no money most times. All that flexing and buying all that stuff. Money, most people that got like real money, they don't look like they got shit. They'll have on some overalls that don't even fit good. But anyway, on the boat, they was having a ball. So I'd have preferred to be on the boat anyway. They was cutting up, carrying on, dropping it and drinking their little stuff, getting high up all early in the day. That's where let me be. I don't like all that water, but that's where I'd have wanted to be, baby, over there getting it on the boat. But anyway, there came a little point where they was doing this little thing where they're like, oh yeah, girl, is Sheba Sheree really going to be happening this time? She's saying, yeah. Now, this is Miss Sheree. Now, I'm going to reach for you real fast, girl. Sheree, girl, listen. What you give a child? She thought, I'm not calling it a fashion show. It's like a fashion, what's she call it? A fashion. Was it a fashion exhibit or a fashion? Some bullshit. It didn't make no sense. It's a fashion show. And like I said, do not let us show up there, honey, and we have to get the white on you again. And he said, who's giving this, honey? A fashion show with no fashions? How dreadful. Right, a fashion presentation. What is a fashion show? A fashion presentation. Quit playing with me. I'm Sheree. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't play with me. Anyway, so listen. They get over there, Kenya and Monyetta, talking about they gonna model. And child, they look up, they jump up, and they get the twerker to carry. And I said, were we down at the Pink? Heads cutting up. Some old geriatric twerking. And I said, look at them. Hey, that's Sheree said, honey, we have a classy workout wear. I don't know what y'all got going on, but no, neither one of you hoes won't be in the fashion show. That was so funny. It was so funny, so lighthearted. That I'm telling you, on the catamaran was where the party was being happening. I don't know if Marlo really got, listen, maybe Marlo got to meet some people, that count, but the fun was being had over with Kenya and them. It really, really was. So, okay, later that evening, I noticed right away, Sonya was tired because, of course, doing what she's doing like photos and videos, and she was running and doing all these things. She's tired, but she had this really, really pretty pink outfit. That outfit was it was dynamite. It really was. It had the feathers. The sleeves were like short, and it was a midriff and a pair of pants. Of course, she's built nice, so she looked really nice in it, and she's tall. And then the bottom, they actually gathered. They had a little band around them, and so it was giving like a blouson effect down at the bottom. They were like not cuffed, but they were drawn in, and it wasn't like done with elastic or nothing real cheap looking. It was really, really sharp and just looked really good on her. She looked really good, but you could see it all in her face that she was really tired. And I think she was a bit irritable as well. And Sheree starts telling her when she sees her, before they even get on a little thing to go on out where they were going, that, she was feeling some type of way about them missing the bus and stuff. And she started with this old, I feel like I was uninvited. Again, that doesn't make sense to me. But Sonya kind of blew it off. Like, okay, girl, cool. Blew it off. Then they get to the dinner spot. They went to dinner at what's called Rose Hall. This place was gorgeous. This place was it really was. It was really fantastic. Really nice. They get there, and old Ralph gets a chance to stand up and read a little excerpt from his book. And all I'm going to say is that it wasn't bad. I still got whatever issues I have about this. You said you was going to adopt a little boy. Y'all didn't even said it around a little boy, and now you ain't done adopted, and it looked like you pussyfoot and backpedaling pussy popping. So I don't know what that's all about, but I don't want to get into it because Ralph and Drew drain my substance. So I'm just not going to get into it. When the time comes to drag Ralph about that, I will do so. But right now, I'm just going to go right there with, yeah. He read his excerpt from the book. It was nice. It was nice. It was written well. It sounded good, and everybody was like, oh, they were really impressed. And Drew was over there having her moment. And they said, girl, you didn't got a little church lipstick? She had on her church lady lipstick. I said, I know that's right, girl. Somebody give her a mint, honey. Anyway, so that was that. Moving on. Right after that was done, you see Sheree whispering to Kenya. She didn't put old battery in Kenya's back. And they're like, what's going on? Kenya says, wait a minute, Sonya. So you thought everything was okay from earlier? You don't think that you were wrong about how we felt like we was uninvited. I said, oh, Lord. So Kenya took it up. I said, Sheree, you messy old. Oh! You messy. You literally sick Kenya on her. And so they get started, and it's going back and forth. And she's saying, Kenya, I'm at work. I was at work. I was working. I extended an invite to you to be able to be on set and stuff, but I'm working. Did you really expect me to stop working to try to figure out where you and Sheree were and how? No, baby, I'm working. And I Kenya told her, she said, yes, I did expect for you to reach out. I sure did. And she told her, and you could have called a damn jitney like you been. She didn't say a jitney. She told her a cab. Said you could have called a cab like you've been every time else that you've been late tonight. And I agree. I felt like they were putting 20 on 10. I do. I didn't like that. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. But then the unthinkable happens, baby. And Ross, old fine Ross, pulled an old damn Peter Thompson. I said, Lord, not the Peter Thomas. He got up and said, hey, I don't rock like that. Don't fuck with my wife. I was like, what? There was like a hush around the table, like, what did he say? Sonia, you didn't read the rule book? He not allowed to say that. No. Now, Todd, you ushered this in. It's all Todd's fault. You ushered this in because you dragged Marlo. And you know the guys are not supposed to, yeah, they just kind of supposed to be there and be seen and not heard. Seen and not heard. Is it fair? Most times, no, but it's just what it is. The guys don't get into girl stuff. Your wife is not above reproach. She's not. She's gonna get jumped. That's how this works. Everybody at that table has had a time where they get jumped and they get beat up, verbally on this show, and their husbands are not. It's that unsaid rule. And I was just like, oh, God, no, he did not just step up on the table, honey, and stomp his feet, honey, at Kenya and damn Sheree, honey. Told them, do not. So, listen, that's where they ended. And I was sitting there like this. Okay. So we'll see what ends up happening when we come back in. I can pretty much tell y'all what's going to happen, honey. A couple of them other women is getting ready to give him very much of how dare you, honey. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him, and I think he'll be fine after that. But they definitely gonna get him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him, honey. And that's all that's to it. But for right now, baby Ross just stomped on the table, honey, and then cussed Kenya and Sheree out about messing with his wife, honey. Anyway, this has been season 14. Episode 14, Real Housewives of Atlanta, the redo, late in the week. So, again, I apologize about all the sound stuff. I will get it taken care of as soon as I can. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for whoever powered through the other video that had the lower sound. It's down already. You can't get into it now. I've already blocked it off. So, that's that. That's it. That's all. Ain't got no more. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. It's crazy. I'm sitting here talking about Real Housewives on a Thursday. But have a wonderful Thursday. I'll get it straightened out, you guys. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. All right, y'all. Here, we'll do this. Since we're on the live, let's end the way that I end on live usually. Look, I'm not prepared. I don't do this like this. But yeah, let's just end on this. Good day, y'all. And feel like